Hi, I'm Andres.
I'm Fernanda.
And I'm Constanza.
And today we are going to talk about Cameroon and its relation with the Commonwealth. So first, let's define Commonwealth. The Commonwealth is one of the world's oldest political associations of states. Its roots go back to the British Empire when countries around the world were ruled by Britain. It is a voluntary association of 54 countries that share historical and cultural ties. Most of these territories once belonged to the dominions of the British Empire, with the exception of Mozambique and Rwanda, which were never colonies of the British Empire. These countries recognize Queen Elizabeth II of the United Kingdom as the leader of the Commonwealth. Each country is independent and has its own political system, although some such as Canada or Australia still maintain a link with the British monarchy. 2.4 billion people live in the member countries, which is almost a third of the world's population. Both rich countries and countries with developing economies belong to the Commonwealth. In fact, more than half the member countries are very small states, with a population of less than 1.5 million inhabitants. In that sense, one of the most important functions of the Commonwealth is economic cooperation, establishing trade agreements and facilitating business among its members. The member countries of the Commonwealth share projects in the field of international cooperation, democracy, and peace, and develop joint initiatives to meet global objectives, such as combating climate change and promoting gender equality. The Commonwealth countries do not have legal commitments because the organization does not have a constitution or laws that rule its members. The only official decisions come from the periodic meetings between the heads of state of the different countries. Now, Fernanda and Constanza will give a little context about Cameroon.
The Republic of Cameroon is a country located in Central Africa with approximately 25,876,380 inhabitants. Officially, it's a bilingual country with English and French as the principal language, but more than 280 kinds of idioms of ethnic groups can be found. It's a country with a varied climate, but is considered a tropical country.
Okay, let's learn a bit about Cameroon history. Portuguese sailors arrived in Cameroon in 1472, and then other Europeans arrived. Germany began to establish roots in Cameroon in 1868, and the German Empire claimed the territory as the colony of Cameroon in 1884. With the defeat of Germany in the First World War, Cameroon was split into French and British Cameroon. France improved the economy and the infrastructure and modified the colonial system of forced labor. In 1948, the Union Despopulation of Cameroon was founded, an independent movement with Marxist ideology. This caused socio-political movements around the country. In 1955, France illegalized the party and started a long guerrilla and the assassination of Ruben Umniove, who was the leader of the revolution. On January in 1960, French Cameroon gained independence from France. 1 year later, the British Cameroon gained independence and joined with French Cameroon to form the Federal Republic of Cameroon, a date which is now observed as the Unification Day. Since November 2016, protesters from the English-speaking regions of the country have been campaigning for continued use of the English language in schools and courts. People were killed and hundreds jailed as a result of this protest. In September, started a guerrilla war from the independence of the Anglophone region as the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, but the government responded with a military offensive. But how is Cameroon related to the Commonwealth?
Well, Cameroon joined the Commonwealth in 1995, and since then it has worked to intensify and deepen relations with the organization and its member countries. Cameroon has participated in all Commonwealth heads of government meetings since 1995. Sadly, the Commonwealth mission, led by Dr. Kamal Hossein of Bangladesh, had warned that the Cameroonian regime was semi-dictatorial with a dominant party and a president with many years in power. Paul Biya of the Cameroon People's Democratic Movement, or CPDM, has ruled since 1982. CPDM also won the elections in 1992, 1997, 2011 and 2018. Its main opposition group, the Social Democratic Front, has questioned the outcome of those elections. All multi-party elections in Cameroon have been branded as fraudulent and illegitimate, as President Biya's party controls all state resources and the bodies in charge of voting are made up and run by members close to the Biya's government. The results of the last elections have again been questioned by the exclusion from voting of the population of the Anglophone regions of Cameroon, and by the numerous cases of fraud documented by the citizens inside and outside the country. Now that we know about its political organization, let's describe how it's like to live in Cameroon.
It's located on the Atlantic coast of the Gulf, bordered to the south by Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, and the Republic of the Congo, while in the east it borders the Republic of Central Africa, to the northwest with Chad, and the west with Nigeria. It has a great variety of ecosystem, from the northern savanna to the eastern equatorial forest. As for the climate, it has a very noticeable difference between the north and the south. The north of the country is very dry most of the year, while the south is more tropical and has 2 rainy and 2 dry seasons. Its capital is Yaoundé. Its economic capital is Douala, since the port is located there. Its official currency is the Central African franc. Its main exports are petroleum, wood, and cocoa. China, Netherlands, Italy, France, and Spain are the main buyers of Cameroon. Human Development Index, or HDI, is a way to measure the progress of a country, and it shows the Cameroonians have a poor quality of life. The Corruption Perception Index of the public sector in Cameroon has been 25 points. Therefore, the perception of corruption of Cameroonians in their country is very high.
Well, the education in Cameroon literacy is between 71 and 85%. Most children have access to state-run schools. The educational system is a mixture of British and French legacy. It has one of the highest school attendance rates in Africa. Girls attend school less than boys because of cultural attitudes, domestic duties, early marriage, pregnancy, and sexual harassment. School attendance is also affected by child labor. It has been reported that 56% of children were combining work and school. The quality of health is generally low. Life expectancy is estimated to be 56 years old. There is only 1 doctor for every 5,000 people. The top 3 deadly diseases were AIDS, lower respiratory tract infection, and diarrheal diseases. About demography, Cameroon has more women than men. Over 60% of the population is under 25. People over 65 years old only mean 3% of the total population. The population is evenly divided between urban and rural inhabitants. Douala, Yaoundé, and Garoua are the largest cities. According to the World Health Organization, the fertility rate was 4.8, with a population growth of 2.56%. Both monogamous and polygamous marriage are practiced. and the average Cameroonian family is large and extended. Cameroonian society is male-dominated, and violence and discrimination against women is common.
Well, the culture in Cameroon consists of numerous religions, including Christianity, Islam, and many other indigenous religions. The citizens in Cameroon are entitled to freedom of religion. Therefore, citizens are free to practice any religion they choose without harassment or forceful conversion. Here are some curiosities about Cameroon. Along with the gold medal victory in football at the Olympics in the year 2000, another one of its achievements in football is their victory against the Argentinian national team in the 1990 World Cup. Another curiosity is that one of their lakes, the Lake Nyos, is one of the most poisonous lakes in the world. Finally, the last curiosity is that the number of distinct ethnic and linguistic groups in Cameroon is estimated to be between 2030 and 2082.
In conclusion, we think that despite being in an international agreement with some of the most developed countries in the world, Cameroon has a long way to go. Since the quality of life is low, corruption is very high, and life expectancy is not very encouraging. Cameroon is part of an agreement that can benefit you a lot, but in this case it doesn't. Attempts by the Commonwealth to try to change the image of the country are on refuse, but they have been in vain. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for listening and watching this video. We hope you enjoy and learn a lot. Bye!